In the race to dominate artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and data storage, one thing is clear. Data centers are growing at an explosive rate, and they're consuming power like never before. But as these data centers continue to sprout across the United States, they're placing an increasing strain on the nation's electrical grid. So, how are we tackling this growing energy crisis? From Texas to the Mid-Atlantic and beyond, data centers are being built at a rapid pace. Fueled by the rise of artificial intelligence and data-driven technologies, these massive facilities demand electricity at levels that threaten to overwhelm power grids. Texas, home to many of these new data centers, has been particularly vulnerable to the pressures of this energy demand. In 2021, the state's power grid failed during a deadly winter storm, leaving millions without electricity and claiming dozens of lives. This disaster forced lawmakers to consider hard decisions about how to manage these energy-hungry data centers. In response, Texas passed a new bill this year that requires data centers to be disconnected from the grid during peak demand times in power emergencies. This controversial measure aims to save enough electricity to prevent widespread blackouts, but it has sparked a heated debate. While lawmakers say the policy is necessary to protect residents, big tech and data centers are pushing back. For them, a steady and uninterrupted power supply is vital to their business. Many data center operators argue that they weren't prepared for this new requirement, and some are lobbying for more flexibility in the rules. Texas is not alone. Across the U.S., energy demand is soaring, and power plants are struggling to keep pace with the rapid rise of data centers. In states like Virginia, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, grid operators are predicting spikes in electricity demand over the coming years, largely driven by the increasing number of data centers. One of the country's largest grid operators, PJM Interconnection, which serves 65 million people in the Mid-Atlantic, has proposed a similar strategy to Texas. In power emergencies, data centers may be forced to turn off their electricity usage, potentially saving enough power to avoid catastrophic grid failures. As electricity prices rise across the nation, some argue that regular consumers are being forced to subsidize the energy needs of these tech giants. Data centers, with their insatiable appetite for power, are pushing up electricity prices for everyone else. The situation has sparked a wider debate. Should the energy demands of big tech be prioritized over those of ordinary citizens? To mitigate this, many tech companies are investing in energy-efficient solutions for their data centers. Companies like Google and Microsoft are working to reduce their carbon footprint by adopting renewable energy sources and installing backup generators. But the reality is, even these improvements might not be enough to address the massive growth of these facilities. In addition to mandatory power reduction programs, some experts believe data centers should be financially incentivized to voluntarily reduce their electricity consumption during peak times. The idea is that if data centers can be rewarded for reducing their load during emergencies, it could help mitigate the strain on the grid without disrupting operations. Looking ahead, researchers are exploring innovative solutions to solve this energy crisis. From creating more localized energy sources for data centers, to expanding the use of renewable energy, the future of grid management will likely involve a combination of technology, policy, and innovation. The conversation around energy use and big tech is just beginning, and it's clear that both sides need to find common ground. As more data centers emerge and the demand for computing power grows, finding sustainable solutions to balance energy needs with grid reliability will be crucial. Can the U.S. adapt its electrical grid to meet the demands of a tech-driven world? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: the future of energy will require collaboration, innovation, and a new way of thinking about electricity. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth discussions on the pressing issues shaping our world today.